this isn't just another Champions League tie. Barca against Chelsea comes with history. The Barca fans will look back to the time Iniesta scored that famous goal under Pep Guardiola, while Chelsea fans will remember the day they broke the hearts of all Barca fans through Fernando Torres. Now, these two giants meet once again in the Champions League, and as a Barca fans, I will look for key ways that Barca can look to get the win. But I will say this, Chelsea actually have one huge advantage, but I think I've found the best way to work through it. So, Maresca joined Chelsea ahead of the 24-25 season after having a lot of success with Leicester. He has a very clear philosophy, one that's been shaped by those he has played for and worked with. And the best example is probably Guardiola. Maresca was his assistant coach for Manchester City. And there's no surprise that he is a positional play manager. This means that he wants his team to operate within a clear structure, create numerical advantages to progress the play, and have a lot of ball possession. And this is reflected by the numbers in the Premier League. As of this recording, Chelsea have the second most ball possession, only beaten by Liverpool. But arguably the most revealing statistic is the fact that they have accumulated the highest expected goals out of all the team, beating the likes of Arsenal, Manchester City, and so on. Despite some inconsistencies, Chelsea have an incredible team. They can compete against anyone on their day. So the question is, what can Barca do to defeat them? Let's start by focusing on Chelsea's defending, because that's key to how Barca can beat them. They can be considered the team that defends man-to-man, but they often start in a zonal structure. By that I mean, when the opponents are trying to play out from the back, Chelsea can defend in zones, but as they move forward, it turns into a man-to-man pressure. This is often achieved in a 4-1-4-1 structure, where you see the striker intentionally blocking the passing angles to one centre-back, forcing the goalkeeper to play to the other. And from there, Chelsea's pressing traps appear. Now, Chelsea want you to play into their pressure, and that's because they have that one advantage that I talked about. And his name is Caicedo. This is a profile Barca simply don't have. He's a proper ball winner who covers a lot of ground. In fact, he has generated the second most interceptions in the top 5 leagues out of all the players. That speaks volumes. Still, it must be said, man-to-man pressure can be manipulated. But as always, it comes down to the right movements and intentions from Barca. Even if Chelsea defends in zones, they are usually very man-oriented in one specific area of the pitch, the midfield. And due to that, it's possible for Barca to create gaps. We just have to know how. The ultimate goal must be for Barca to remove Caicedo, who is their best ball winner from the central areas. This can be achieved by having a very active number 10. That player should be Fermin Lopez. He should be given a lot of responsibilities without the ball at his feet. I would like to see him drift to either side, looking to create overloads. Because when that happens, it's likely for Caicedo to follow him. And if it doesn't, Barca can create 2v1s. Now, if Caicedo follows Fermin Lopez to the flank, space will open up in the half spaces. Space where you want the minimal to dominate. Lewandowski is great with his hold-up play and movements, and he should look to drop deep into the spaces that Caicedo leaves. From there, he can receive the ball either from a midfielder or a defender and lay it off to Lamine Yamal moving inside. Now, this is only possible if Caicedo has left those areas. But based on what I've seen from Chelsea so far, their midfielders usually follow the opponents' midfielders all over the place. They don't always have the perfect distances. Another way we can get Lamine Yamal and the other winger into the half space could be for Frenkie to drop into the back line. In doing so, our centre backs are split, which means that our fullbacks can push higher and our wingers can move inside. Chelsea can struggle when faced with a lot of coordinated runs, because their system is not about defending spaces, it's about defending players. So essentially, it's going to be all about movements for Barca. But we need to have the right movements. Speaking of defending players versus defending crosses, I think there's another area Barca can take advantage of. I think Chelsea struggle when opponents break through their man-to-man pressure and approach the box. I remember noticing in their convincing win against Liverpool that there were a few times where they struggled, and those times usually came from crosses. For example, if you look at Liverpool's goal, they actually have a 4v2 in the box, but in the end they concede. And that's because the players are far too passive. This could be due to the habit of defending players and not defending spaces. It's not in the back of their mind, and as I said, it can lead to passive defending. So for Barca, someone like Lewandowski can play a key role here. He should target the far post, especially on Cucurella's side. If Rashford or Rafinha has the ball on the left side, they can whip in powerful crosses, looking for Lewandowski, who's waiting at the far post. Especially Rashford's crosses could be highly effective. If we reach the byline through either Balde or Lamine Yamal, we should look for cutbacks, space in front of Chelsea's defense. Clever positioning, if we break their man-to-man pressure, will be fundamental. Other than that, Barca also have to be aware of how Chelsea use their fullbacks. They often play with one inverted fullback and one who drops into the back line. João Pedro is usually a striker, tends to drop deep as well. And this is all because they want to create overloads in central areas. So Barca's pressing has to be compact. That's going to be the name of the game.